If you would like to stop using supports and start printing overhangs at 90 degrees just like this 3D printer, it's actually really easy and it takes just a single setting, but we need to do the setup for this setting because it isn't in the official slicer. So today in this video I'm going to walk you through the steps. It's really easy, but I'm not going to be doing any editing so that you can see the problems that may happen during the install because it is just a community built app. So I will show you exactly how it's done. So I will put the link to this page into the description. You need to go to this because we need to download this Orca version. So it's an Orca Slicer version which is called Orca Slicer Wave Overhangs. Once we have this page right in front of us, as you can see there's a lot of files, but we can skip over all of these files and just go down here where is the download button. You will click on the download button, and once you click on it, as you can see right over here, there are free versions that you can download. I have Windows, so there are more versions, but of course we are only picking from Windows, Mac or Linux. So pick the one that you have and download it. I have completely uninstalled the app from my computer so that you can see the problem that might happen. Because it's a community built app, Windows doesn't really like opening these kinds of apps. So I will show you how we can completely avoid that because it's safe. I tested it myself, so you can use me as a bit of a test rabbit. So once it downloads, as you can see right over here on the top, you just click on it. And now Windows will show you this message right over here, which just means that Windows doesn't know who it is. Of course, it was built by the community. So you just click on more info as it was right there, and then just click on run anyway. Once you click on it, it will give you probably another warning which just says exactly the same. So just allow the app to make changes on your computer, which just means it will be installed. So then you have the basically slicer set up there. So you just put the file or the app wherever you want it. I put it on my desktop. Once that starts installing, of course, this feature is really useful because it will enable us to remove completely the need for using support, right? Because that's amazing. Nobody likes pasting materials on support, but it's still just an experimental one. So I would say that it will take some time before it gets into the official slicers. But if you want to be a bit of an early bird and use this feature even now and get used to using it and be a bit more experienced, this is an amazing opportunity. So once it is set up, it will automatically be on your desktop. It's a completely new version of Orca, so you just need to click on it. Once you click on it, it will open for you. I already did a test print, so it probably has, as you can see, already my test print saved. But right now, as you can see, this would normally need support, right? But now, as you see in the settings, there's a completely new section which is called Wave Overhangs. So once you click on it, you just need to click on this single button and the wave overhangs are enabled. So now when you slice it, it actually doesn't need any supports and it can print this completely without them. And of course, there is a lot more settings that we could go through, but the only thing that I would make you basically understand, or I would understand myself, is the print speed. You need to pay attention to this because it is super slow. 2 millimeters per second, that is really slow. And why is that? Well, because the layer, or how it works, is that it basically squishes the next layer on top of the other, as you can see in the animation right over here. As you can see, it is basically printing the layers, but it doesn't have anything under it, which we would seem as impossible, right? There's nothing under it, so what is it printing on? But it basically is printing right next to the layer that it already created. But to be able to solidify the filament fast enough, it needs to be printing extremely slow and have all of the fans running constantly. So if you enable this feature, don't be surprised when the fans will sound crazy, because it is doing that to cool down the filament enough so that if when it basically meets with the filament that is already there on the 3D print, it is already solidified so that it solidifies as fast as it possibly can so that it wouldn't basically be still hot enough or warm enough to sag, which would then create the ugly surface down below. And I was very pleasantly surprised myself what kind of a surface finish it had. And so I think this is an amazing feature that enables us to have supportless prints. So hopefully this was a bit helpful. This is how you enable the feature. If you would like me to go a bit deeper into the settings or anything, any questions, drop them in the comments. This was just a quick tutorial. Hope it helps. And yeah,